Hi, I'm Dylan Black. How about this? Buttons keeping it together. I like that. Canadian Button Convention Show and Sale is coming September 30th, October 1st. With us right now, we have the president of the Ottawa Valley Button Club, Sue Dickout. Nice to see you.
Thanks, Dylan.
We also have Susan Smith. A couple of Sues here today.
That's right. Yes.
Do you want to be referred to as Susie?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Susie's
whatever
best.
makes you happy, right? Whatever, we'll do it for you. Ottawa Valley Button Club, you're a member as well.
That's right.
Nice to have you both here. Sue, tell us about the club. How many years has this button club been around?
The club started about 15 years ago. A few people who were interested in antique button collecting found each other through the U.S. organization, and about 4 of them started up a little group, and it grew and grew. We have about 40 members now.
That's nice.
And we have members across the country, actually.
Across the country. So where are you based out of then?
We're based here, and there are a couple of smaller clubs in Edmonton and in Winnipeg, and a bigger one in Oshawa, but that's it for the country. So when we decide to have a show, it's for everybody. It's to try to give collectors across the country a chance to really come together, and we open the doors to everyone to come and see what we do and see what they might find really interesting about old buttons.
And I know you brought a bunch of interesting stuff. We'll get to that in moments. But as far as the show is concerned, Susie, tell us, so it's been a few years since you've done this.
That's right. I think it's been about 9 years.
Yeah.
And
why the wait? What's been going on?
It's a lot of work.
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a fair, honest answer.
But we're doing it at the Ottawa Convention or Conference and Event Center next to the baseball stadium. So it's a wonderful location, and it's going to be. It really runs for 3 days, but the public is welcome to come for the 2 days. And we also have an auction on Saturday night. And the public is welcome to come to that too. So
what would you be auctioning off?
Buttons.
Buttons.
Clearly, but I mean,
yeah. Well, actually, we've asked a number of dealers from across the United States that we know to if they would like to donate buttons to our auction.
Oh, nice.
And they're really wonderful buttons. Buttons that you wouldn't really have an opportunity to buy. Okay,
I mean, we may as well start talking about some of the stuff here too, because clearly I've never really seen. You always think of buttons maybe just plain and there's not much going on to it, but clearly with this. Like, maybe you can tell me, Sue, some of the exactly what these buttons are. This looks like we've got some Eiffel Tower action going on.
This is an Eiffel Tower. It's made out of pressed wood pulp. It's called burr wood, and this was really popular in about the 1930s. It's made in Michigan or in Indiana. There were a couple of places that made them. So it's something weird. You know, you don't expect that a button's going to be made out of pressed wood pulp.
No, you wouldn't expect to see that. And we have some different shapes of buttons too, so you'd think there would be more jewelry.
That's a blown glass button.
Okay.
There's all kinds of different ways to decorate with glass, just like art glass, you know, that people decorate their homes with. There's buttons made in every color and kind of glass that you could imagine.
Yeah. Susie, what would you say is the most expensive button on all of this collection that you've got going on here?
Sue has one over here.
Do you? Okay.
That is, what, about $300?
$300?
Yeah, point it out, Sue.
Yeah, please.
It's this red one right here.
Okay. So now what would make that worth $300?
It's very unusual. It's an unusual shape. It's a beautiful color of glass, and it features the goddess Minerva, which is one of the more common mythological subjects that was found on buttons around about 1880 to 1900, and it's very popular with collectors as a subject because it's a goddess, right?
So a Medusa button.
It's a lot of
probably
gods.
Wouldn't be.
They're not as exciting. It's
know,
mostly women who collect.
But you want prettier things too, like Medusa or something like that. Just wouldn't be maybe as popular, because that's
probably true. And, you know, Medusa is a monster as opposed to the goddess of wisdom and all kinds of other good things.
I totally get you. Susie, how do you start a button collection? What's the best way to begin something with this? It's a beautiful hobby.
It really is. I think look at your sewing room, look at your grandmother's button box, and come to the show.
You guys have a show going on.
Yeah.
Sure.
But once you get started, I have this one, which is all hats.
Okay.
I happen to love hats, so I started to collect buttons. Some of them are 50 cents and some of them are $45, $50 a piece.
Yeah.
So usually what we say to people is start with what you like. If you like glass, then collect glass buttons.
Okay.
If you like metal, collect metal. Pearl, these these wonderful mother of pearl, they call them, they're shell. Buttons are very, very popular.
Is there a difference too between buttons and pinners? Because you know some people call them pinners, like with the little...
Yes, or pinbacks, that's the other name for them. Yes, so these are all buttons that were designed to be sewn onto clothing, so they have a shank at the back.
I get you.
As opposed to a pin that you would actually push through your garment.
So two different things. Like, did your back just get up there because I said pinners?
No, no, not at all.
Like there's a war going
just
on?
Mine might.
Yeah, oh, okay.
The ones with pins, we don't think of as buttons.
No,
what do we know?
But this one, for instance, is made by the Colt company. You know, the
Colt firearm
company.
Interesting.
And back in the 50s, they developed a kind of plastic.
Yeah.
And they've developed, I think they patented, maybe 72 patterns.
Yeah.
And now people are collecting those, and they're worth $5 a piece. And I bet you everybody has one in their button box.
Well, how do you appraise something like that? How do you know?
Experience, really. You look at a lot of buttons, and you go to shows and see what things are sold for. And some people, you know, put things up on eBay and see what they can get for them. But yeah, it's really just having a look at things and comparing them with other things and trying to. But we do. Have a look at anything that people bring into us. We'll give you an idea of what it is, what it's made of, how old it is, how it would have been worn, and a rough idea of what it might be worth.
Give us the times, the date one more time, please.
It's at the Ottawa Conference and Event Centre, 200 Coventry Road, on the 30th of September and the 1st of October, from 10 until 5 on Saturday and 10 until 4 on Sunday.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Is there an admission price?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
$8.
$8, but parking is free.
That's wonderful, and to see all these amazing buttons as well. Of course, more details, and for everything that you guys do as well, Ottawa Valley Button Club.ca.
That's right.
Correct.
Sue and Susie, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much, Dylan. That was